What's going on, peeps? All right, so last week we did our top 10 world heavyweights, right? A lot of you liked it. The video is doing well. Thank you very much. A lot of you disagreed with our selection. You know what? When you disagree, don't just say, I disagree. Write your top 10 in.
Yeah.
I think it's too easy to say, that's rubbish. I'm like, 1 second. What's your top 10?
Yeah.
So I could call your top 10 rubbish as well. So please, when you hear this, please make sure that rather than just saying it's rubbish, give us your top 10 rankings. Because I think it makes for good debate.
It does make for good debate, because I would love to hear if someone says like my top 10 is rubbish or yours is, it's like, okay, well, I want to see what you have, because I'm not going to say it's rubbish, but I'm like, okay, that's interesting. Or to just say disagree, it's like, okay, well, who do you have number 10?
I want to know who are you moving up and down? Like
who
Usyk was number one. Give us your other changes. All right, anyway, so what we're doing on this one is we're doing, in light of what we saw on the weekend, where a few light heavyweights were fighting, I think 6 or 8 light heavyweights. We're going to give you, and this is very, very difficult, I think, our top 10 British light heavyweight rankings. It literally, the only thing guaranteed in this, Mr. G-Man, is who is number one.
Oh, yeah, that's
it.
We won't say, but
Should we? No, we said Usyk last week. Should we just say who number one is?
Callum Smith.
Callum Smith is number one.
Yeah,
Without a
no
doubt,
debating it, yeah.
Callum Smith is number one. All right, are you ready?
Yes, I'm ready.
Okay, so this is the top 10 British light heavyweight rankings. Want to go first?
I will go first.
Who is your number 10?
Number 10 was, without question, the hardest for me to pick on this. I could not decide whether to add, take away, move up, move down, but I decided at the 11th hour, Ben Whittaker, number 10.
Oh, okay. Okay, this is going to be a very interesting video. Okay, why?
I just think out of the people on ahead of him, he's not done as much.
Okay, fair.
I think he looks good, looking the part, but Moses Temple was number 9, and I said he looks the part. I think he can beat some of these guys on the list, but he hasn't yet, and he's not proven really that he can. Same with Ben Whittaker.
Yeah, when we had Moses Talma last week high, it's because I genuinely in my heart believe that he will smoke a lot of those guys above him.
Yep.
Whereas I couldn't agree more with you. I think Ben looks the part, but I couldn't tell you for sure that he would smoke a lot of the top 10 guys.
Exactly.
Yeah, whereas I think Moses could. My number 10, dude, I'm not joking, 10 to 6 is just
Hard, wasn't it? It was not easy. It was not
I've got
easy.
Ezra Taylor.
Really?
I've got Ezra Taylor as my number 10. Ezra Taylor's biggest win, again, has all the potential, looks flashy, looks the part, right? Looks the part. His biggest win is Troy Jones. That's still his biggest win. Steed Woodall
Is a good fighter.
is a good fighter, but he took
Short
it on
notice.
short notice, and he's a 168 guy as well, really. So I'm going to go Ezra Taylor. Not that he couldn't beat the guys above him, but I just feel like if your biggest win is Troy Jones, I don't know if you should be any higher than 10th at the moment.
Okay.
Who's your number 9?
Bradley Ray.
Ooh.
Bradley Stingray.
Okay,
For the simple reason he got the win over Shakan Pierce in the summer. Great fight, by the way. European champion. Ultimately, he did very well against Lyndon Arthur, but he lost that fight. But I still think from what I seen on Saturday night, he gives a lot of these light heavyweights problems, and he beats a lot of them too.
Yeah, what he does have over a lot of them is speed.
Because
he's a
really
middleweight.
160.
Yeah,
That's what he
he's a
started
middleweight. Yeah, so he's got speed.
Definitely has punching power too.
And he has punch power. And his accuracy. So no arguments with you having him in there. I've got Ben Whittaker as my number 9.
Okay, so
Yeah,
close,
I've got Ben.
yeah.
Close, very close to you. Just because he's beaten Liam Cameron.
Yeah, exactly.
And Liam Cameron's a good fighter. Liam Cameron's a solid fighter, and he has all the potential. But I like the way in which he beat Liam Cameron. So considering what he went through in the first fight, and everyone questioning whether or not Ben's that guy, because we didn't see anything. Switch trainer and came out and put a beating on Liam Cameron.
He did.
And then when you see Liam Cameron versus Troy Jones, although I thought Troy was unlucky not to win, I'm like, that's actually a good win over Liam Cameron, the way in which you did it. Bear in mind, Lyndon Arthur went the distance with Liam Cameron. So it's a good win. So I've got Ben number 9. Who do you have as number 8?
Craig Spider Richards.
It's hard, isn't it?
This has been difficult, man. This was even from really 3 down to 10 was difficult, right? Yeah. So Craig Spider Richards, a good fighter, solid European level fighter. In terms of achievements, I probably think he could have done a little bit more. That's why some of the guys ahead of him you might not agree with, but I think that they've just done more on the domestic scene. Craig Richards, whenever he's really stepped up, Willie Hutchinson, Joshua Boazzi, he's done well, but he's lost.
Yeah, no. Again, dude, very difficult to argue. My number 8, Dan Aziz.
Okay.
I've got Dan Aziz as number 8.
Fighting Craig Richards, actually.
He is fighting Craig Richards in that Matchroom Africa card in Ghana. He's hard work for anyone. And even like domestically, obviously, even in the defeats, like I actually thought he beat Lewis Edmondson, but the record books say he lost.
It
so
was very
fine.
close.
Very close.
Could have
Very,
went either
very
way that
close.
fight.
We saw the work he was given to Joshua Boatsi. Again, I think it was very close through 9. Then Boatsi just was Boatsi.
Yeah. Put it on him.
Dan Izzy's probably one of the smaller light heavyweights. But I just feel like anyone on this list not named Callum Smith, he's giving you work.
Yep.
He's going to cause you problems. And let's not, as well, disrespect him. Former British champion, English
European
champion, Commonwealth champion, European champion, I
won them
believe.
all.
So he's ticked all those boxes. I know that he ain't going to get to that next level, but I still think he's a problem for everyone. And I think he deserves your respect. So he's my number 8. Who's your number 7?
The man who beat him, Lewis Edmondson. British champion, solid fighter. I think that it's a shame we didn't see him versus Ezra Taylor on the weekend because that really would have told us something. But I think he's a very good fighter. A very close fight with Dan Aziz, but I can't really argue with him getting the nod. Solid fighter. I think he would probably beat the likes of a Bradley Ray. He'd probably beat a Craig Richards and maybe even a Ben Whitaker right now.
Okay. Again, these are so hard. It's difficult. My number 7 is the Spider, Craig Richards.
Okay.
I've got my number 7. I was actually shocked when he lost to Willie Hutchinson. But
So was I. I think everyone thought that was a slam dunk.
Yeah. And I just got it wrong. Arrogance. Maybe should have watched Louis' fights a bit more. Willie's fights a bit more. I thought he was very good that night. Willie Hutchinson. I thought Craig Richards. I think people need to go back and watch the Dimitri Bivol fight.
He did very well. So well.
Very well. And some people might say it was in lockdown. It was, undermotivated Bivol. Fair.
Inactive as well.
Yeah.
Bivol.
And although these are all defeats I'm mentioning, it's not easy to beat Craig Richards.
No.
He's actually very good. Like the Boatsi fight was a very, very good fight. Very close as well. He does need a win because he doesn't want to be one of those guys where you just think you remember him from the defeat.
Yeah, he's a nearly man.
But then you go back a few years and look at his Shakan Peters. You go back and look at there are good
knockout, yeah.
domestic wins in there, but not enough for him to crack the top 5 for me. So I've got him at number 7. Who have you got number 6?
Ezra Taylor.
Oh, you've got high.
One of my favourite light heavyweights in the UK. I think he is tremendously talented. I thought he looked amazing on the weekend. Yes, look, Steve Woodhall, I know, short notice, really a light heavy, or really a super middleweight. But every time I see him, he just gets better.
Looks sharp, doesn't he?
He's so sharp. I think he's going places. I really do. I think Frank's onto a winner with Ezra.
Yeah.
I really do.
You know what? I would have had him higher as well. And I maybe should in hindsight, but it's just the Troy Jones thing. I need a bit more.
Yeah.
I need just someone just so I can see. Even in the defeat, if you like Craig Richards, if you were to fight someone and lose, but I know for a fact you're there. I need to see him more, but he's gonna message me now because I've got him 10 and you've got him 6. So
I think he would have beaten. I think if the fight had happened, he would have beaten Lewis Edmondson. I think that's why I have him ahead of him because I think if it had happened the weekend, I think he would have won.
Okay, my number 6 is Louis Edmondson. I thought he was very unlucky against Lapin, which I thought he could have won. He beat Dan Aziz.
He did beat Dan Aziz.
Which obviously British champion. So you're right. I do think Ezra can beat him, but I think he's got a better win than Ezra for Dan Aziz. Dan Aziz is for me better than Troy Jones by some distance.
Much better.
And I'm only giving Lewis Edmondson the benefit of the doubt because he has a bigger win than a lot of these guys below him, I think. In fact, than all of them, I think. I think the Dan Aziz win's a good win. So that's why I've got Lewis Edmondson at number 6.
That's a fair one.
Who's your number 5?
Willie Hutchinson.
Okay, so I'm just going to jump in with you so we can go back and forth. My number 5 as well.
Yeah, I think that was the easiest one. Yeah. Apart from Callum Smith, number 1, I think him, number 5, was the easiest.
Yeah, I think he's a bloody problem.
He comes back after a year and he fought that Mark Jeffries guy. And Mark Jeffries was doing well at 168, was going through guys on Boxer, domestic scene. Soon as he stepped up and fought, it was like the gulf in class. It was like watching a proper established world level fighter versus a British level, and you were just like, whoa.
Yeah, he's very good.
Yeah, even against Boatsi, those knockdowns really helped Boatsi. They saved him, and the point deduction.
Telling you, the point deduction and the knockdowns, he was giving Boatsy all he could handle.
Oh yeah.
All he could handle. Beat Craig Richards.
Yeah. And beat him well.
Yeah, and I think he would beat everyone on this list that I've got from 6 to 10 as well.
There's even guys above him. Like, I mean...
Yeah, well, don't say the ones above him yet. Let's do it correctly.
Let's do it correctly.
Yeah, for now, he would beat the guys below him. Like, could he beat Ben? Could he beat Ezra? I don't know. Him and Ezra had a little beef ringside. So what I like about this is that there are matchups because there are question marks about whether or not he could beat those guys. But yeah, I think he's good. All right, go on. You're number 4.
Joshua Boatsy. At number 4. At number 4, yeah. I haven't been impressed with Joshua Boatsy in a while. I thought he lost to Zach Parker. He obviously lost to Callum Smith, took a beating in that fight. And then some of his other performances, they've just been so laboured and just lax. I've just been like, even again, like Willie Hutchinson, you won, but like you had to rely on a knockdown and a point deduction, really, because he was outboxing you. Dan Aziz, fair enough. I mean, you came on strong late on in the fight, but it was hanging neatly in the balance. And when's the last time I've looked at Boatsy and thought, yes, brilliant?
Nah. Can't do that to my man. I'm sorry. Okay, my number 4 is Lyndon Arthur.
Okay.
Lyndon Arthur, look, it's been a good run, regardless of defeats. I think stepping up and fighting Dimitri Bivol, and I don't care if you lose every single round, it's still Dimitri Bivol. If you're not getting knocked down or knocked out or brutally beaten up, it's not a bad performance. He even fought quite well on the back foot. His jab was good against Bivol, and then his jab was fantastic against Yard.
Brilliant.
And it's the Bradley Ray performance, obviously, because, dude, I mean, that knockdown, me being ringside and hearing it, I was like, oh my God, he's never going to survive this. Not only did he survive, he adjusted, started landing some cute uppercuts, jab, and when he needed to, started to really land some right hands and stick it on Bradley. And he's a massive, massive light heavyweight. Yes. Probably the biggest light heavyweight on this list. No, Callum Smith's on the list. But yeah, for me, I've got Lyndon Arthur as 4. I can't put him above who you've done. Who's your number 3 then?
Lyndon Arthur.
Okay.
And European champion, former IBO champion. Honestly, like there was a time after the Yard rematch where he was winning fights, literally having to pull him out of the ether because he fought that Argentinian guy, he was getting battered and he pulled out a big body. That was in the York Hall. But it's almost like since he's had that Yard, it's almost like since he went into that Yard rematch, it's just, or even the Bivol fight, maybe more so the Bivol fight, it's like a switch has gone off in Lyndon Arthur's head where he's like, okay, I can hang with these guys. Maybe the Yard fight left him a bit traumatized, and once he hung with Bivol, was hurt by him, but got through it, won some rounds, was like, well, I can hang with these guys. He's been looking so much better. Yeah, he lost Anthony Yard, but I think maybe it was more so the gas tank and Yard adjusting. But that fight against Bradley Ray, and bear in mind, European champion, IBO champion, that's more than Boatsy's done.
I would like to sit down with him and ask, has something changed outside the ring? Whether or not I don't know, personal life, or maybe someone sat you down and said, dude, like,
maybe
there's money to be made in this division, like domestically, internationally, at world level, like stop fucking around.
Yeah, maybe.
Because he looks in better shape.
He does.
I just feel like mentally something's clicked. The talent's always there. Like, the talent's always there.
A very talented fighter.
That kind of jab, you just don't find that jab. He's clearly like Pat Brown. Pat
Barrett.
Pat Barrett's obviously nurtured him from that jab since he was a kid. So the talent's always there. I just feel like something might have clicked with him.
I think so. I think there might have been residual trauma because of the Yard defeat, how dominating it was, because he looked a shell of himself and then all of a sudden he looks better than ever.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
My number 3 is Joshua Boatsy.
Of course.
Yeah, like, I'm sorry, I'm not having Lyndon Arthur above it. I just can't. I just won't accept it. I won't. Like, he's had a fight of the year against Callum Smith. Fight of the year. And although you can do what you just did and say he didn't look good in that win, he won. The Zach Parker one, agreed, lost the fight. But Willie Hutchinson, coming off a really good win against Craig Richards, was high on that win. Still beat him, still broke him, still found a way. Craig Richards found a way. Dan Aziz found a way. Like, nah. And you're right, there is no trinket to go with it. So there's no IBO title, there's no European title, but I almost feel like a Willie Hutchinson fight is bigger than a European title. Like, if Bradley Ray versus Lyndon Arthur's European title, Willie Hutchinson's is bigger, I think. So, nah. Like, no. You're being out of order. You're being out of order. All right, so we've clearly got the same number 2.
Yes, we clearly do.
Why is it a guarantee that he's number 2? Because you give him, you know what, since we've been recording these videos, since I've known you, there's no fighter you've dug out more than Mr. Anthony Yard.
But there's also no fighter I've dug out and also given praise to.
Okay.
I think he's tremendously talented. I think that, and as I've said, he's made mistakes. He's been matched very, very badly in terms of development, not in terms of looking good, but in terms of development, going from who's he to world champion, and not just that good world champion. It's like there's no in between. There needs to be an in between.
Does he have a bigger win on his resume than Boatsi?
No.
What's Boatsi's biggest win?
Willie Hutchinson.
Richard
I'd say.
Hutchinson. Is Yard's win over Lyndon Arthur bigger?
Well, judging by the fact we both have Lyndon Arthur ahead of Willie Hutchinson, you could argue.
Close, isn't it?
You can actually argue that. And that is Anthony Yard's biggest win, in my opinion, because, yeah, there's literally been no one else really on that list. I mean, he's fought guys who've been on paper, they've only had 1 or 2 losses, but we haven't heard of them since. But I think if everything clicks with Anthony Yard, he's one of the best light heavyweights in the country, if not the best. Because him against Callum Smith would be interesting.
If everything clicks, he's one of the best light heavyweights in the world.
In the world, yeah.
Yeah.
But the problem is he's getting up there in age. I just think that the training setup he has, look, if he wants to keep Tunde, that's fine. But he needs to do what Tyson Fury did. Because Tyson Fury was thinking before Ben Davison left, I'll keep Ben as an assistant coach, but I'll have a main coach. There's nothing wrong with that, because I think Tunde's done as much with Yard as he can. Maybe he needs an extra someone there to say, all right, hang on a minute, you need to do this, this, this. It's probably a bit too late now.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of Yard. Obviously, I have him at number 2. I think what Callum Smith has done in recent months, I guess, by beating Boatsi, has to have him as number 1. Although, you look at the performances that both put up against Beterbiev.
Yard did much better.
Yard, way better. It was British Fight of the Year.
Yeah.
So, there's an argument here, by the way, that Yard could be. But I think Callum takes him because of the Boatsi fight. But I think Yard, the reason I don't give Yard as much stick as you do, which isn't a slight on you, I'm not digging you out, because you give him stick because you think he's good. The reason I don't give him the same amount of stick is, if you go down that list, yeah, apart from Ezra Taylor, everyone on that list is a good amateur.
Yeah.
They've had a lot of amateur fights. There's Olympians, there's bronze, there's a silver medalist in Ben Whittaker. There's a bronze medalist in Boatsi. Callum Smith was ABA champion numerous times. Willie Hutchinson was a good amateur. Yard had none of that.
10 amateur fights
Yeah.
at a low level.
Low level. So what he's been able to do, the fact that some even give him a chance against Benavidez says a lot. The fact he was maybe some wrong corner advice away from beating Kovalev says just how good British Fight of the Year against Beterbiev.
It was an absolute kid. I mean, there are many fighters who are better than Anthony Yard who couldn't have done that.
No,
Much
he's
better.
breaking. He broke Marcus Brown. He broke Callum Smith. And
they're
Yard
both
was
better.
like, let's have a fight. Let's do
they're
this.
both better, and Yard did way better than they did.
That's why I don't give him. For me, he's overachieving.
Really?
I think what I would love to have seen is, and you're right, I would love to have seen him fight some of those guys on the list, so he can knock those off.
Yeah.
Because you're right, the drop off from when he fights a Kovalev to a nobody and a Beterbiev to a nobody. But I do think what he's gone on to have done for someone with no amateur record as a heavyweight's fine, because you can power.
Yeah, heavyweights don't need to learn as much, but light heavyweight does.
You need to be able to box. So I think he's overachieved a lot. Quickly, as we wrap, Callum Smith, number 1.
Oh, easily. Easily number 1. Best light heavyweight in the country. I genuinely, truthfully, hand on heart, thought that after that defeat to Ade Beterbiev, how devastating it was. He wasn't even in the fight. I thought that maybe we'd seen the best of him. Boy, was I wrong. He turned up and then some in that Joshua Boatsi performance.
Dude, I think he's sensational. He was at the fight on the weekend, and boy, oh boy, I can't tell you how big he is.
He's huge.
I can't tell you. I
How
don't know.
he made 168, I'll never know.
Don't know. You know, people say he's got small legs. No, he hasn't.
No, he
Go
is.
and look at the size of this boy's legs as well. Like, sometimes bone density means a lot, you know.
Yeah.
Because I can't tell you, he's such a good boxer. He's from boxing stock.
Yeah.
And he can punch.
Really punch.
Like, he can punch.
Really punch.
Like, this Morel fight is something, boy.
Oh boy, if
That
we
is
get the
something.
Morel who turned up in his last fight, and we get the Callum Smith who turned up in his last fight, Morel's in trouble.
Yeah, maybe so. All right, there you go, guys. Top 10 light heavyweight rankings. I'm trying to think of who I had in. Like, I didn't have Bradley Ray.
No, I didn't have Dan Aziz.
Didn't have Dan Aziz. Okay, so that was the only one. We both didn't have Zach Parker.
No, neither of us did.
Yeah,
and I
interesting.
didn't hesitate to not put him in. No offense, but
Cool.
He never crossed my mind.
Okay, cool. There you go, guys. That was our top 10 British light heavyweight rankings. Who has got it wrong? Because I know one of you little fuckers are going to say, one of us has got this so wrong. And if we have got it so wrong, then you get it so bloody right. Put your top 10 and let's go back and forth. Peace.